Hey, so what have I been working on? I've been busy. Before I get into the upcoming videos, I just want to fill you in on what went down. To keep it brief, my 14-year-old puppy got sick, and I needed to give her around-the-clock attention for about a week. It was a scary time, but she made a full recovery, minus the fact that her hand-eye coordination is a little off. Not playing the game or editing for a whole week has really stopped all my progress. I had been playing Tears of the Kingdom for months at that point, so in a moment of weakness, I started playing Baldur's Gate 3. I had been hearing a lot of good things about it, and I saw it on the PlayStation Store, so I felt like trying it out. It's safe to say I really liked it. Once I was ready to sit down and get back to it, I got hit with a random sickness that heavily affected my nervous system, which made it extremely difficult to sit still for too long or get comfortable in general. It's been about 2 months since the worst part of the recovery, and I'm still dealing with some discomfort, but I'm pretty resilient, so I'm alright. It would be nice to say, oh, I was sick the whole time, poor me, but if I'm being honest, I played a lot of Baldur's Gate 3. And I may have watched my girlfriend play all of God of War Ragnarok and Persona 5 Royal. So I've been chilling a little too hard, and I apologize for not being consistent. Whether or not consistency is something you want to hold me accountable for, it is a weakness of mine and a goal I'm always trying to achieve. I've been playing Tears of the Kingdom a lot these last 2 months, and I've accomplished some pretty neat things. I've started editing like 4 different videos. I was struggling to pick a video to finish, but I've recently discovered something huge, so I know what I'm working on now. When I left though, I was working on a pretty huge project. What started as spending a few days working through Ergil's theoretical corrupt save route, trying to make it a reality in the game. And when I was making a video about that process, the video evolved into explaining in great detail the main sequence of the game from waking up at the Room of Awakening all the way to the credits, and how we can break this sequence in many ways, plus the effects it has on the game. It's a long video, and I'm still pretty excited to complete it. The issue with leaving a video half complete for 6 months is it becomes a little dated. Some new things have been discovered that make the corrupt save route a little easier, as well as some other creators have already made videos about the route, which makes me want to start the video from scratch to be accurate, but also makes me a little unmotivated to work on something someone else has already covered. But I have no one to blame but myself for taking so long. I had thought about just making a smaller video to help me get back into the groove, but it's been difficult to do without acknowledging my absence. So I finally decided to make this video first and just share with you my upcoming projects. This is in no order. The wing that lasts forever was pretty difficult to achieve on the current patch, but with some new discoveries on 1.2.1, I've been able to put together a guide that makes it almost as easy to get the wing as it is on older patches, and also some ways to dupe the wing so you don't have to repeat the steps every time. As dangerous as that sounds, there's no way to permanently corrupt your game, so it's 100% safe. This will explain the method you can follow to corrupt a save, which is pretty much the holy grail of stuff to do. You can skip the title cutscene, which will remove Zelda from the game. You can skip getting the recall ability, and you can visit the title screen room for yourself, among some other things. I've put a lot of time into this video getting into the nuances of the game's main sequence. What I mean by the main sequence is when the game checks whether or not you've completed a certain task in order to make progress available that wasn't before. A good example of this is getting the first 3 abilities in order to open the Temple of Time door for the first time. Once you get the abilities, the door is able to be opened. But Do you really need the abilities? Or do you just need to complete the shrine? Does it even need to be these shrines? What if I told you that the door opening isn't even a part of the main sequence, but some sub-sequence? The goal of the video is to explain the literal minimum requirements to move forward in the sequence, and also talk about the sub-sequences like needing to hit the title cutscene to spawn Zelda. GSI Skip 2 is the quest to look for a faster and easier way to skip GSI. While I've yet to be successful, there are only 3 frames separating me from success. Unfortunately, those 3 frames are the result of going a little too fast, and slowing down really isn't an option. I'm hard at work trying to overcome those 3 frames, but it's a lot harder than it sounds. And last but not least, well, this one I don't want to share too much about. 3 days ago, my list of upcoming projects was about 3 videos longer, but while in the process of making this update video, I found something huge. The 3 videos I removed from the list contribute in some form to this discovery. One of the videos is now completely irrelevant. So immediately after this video releases, I'm going to work overtime to get this new video to you this weekend. I dropped some hints in the background footage of this video, so maybe you'll be able to spot the topic. I feel like this is a pretty good place to start. Most of these videos are already well into the editing phase, but now that this video is out of the way, I feel like I can just start finishing them one by one. I'm really excited to share all this. You can help encourage me by maybe subscribing to the channel. Though if you don't want to because I haven't really made anything in a while, I'm cool with that too. Hopefully I'll earn it in a future video. If you remember, at the beginning of the year I said I wanted to make my own enamel pins to sell rather than put ads on the video. Well, I'm excited to say that the first pin is complete, and I've had 100 of these things sitting on my desk for months. I'm not going to show them here though. I'd rather do that in my first real video back when it's more deserving. If you've been a member all this time, you're wild. But I want to say thank you for hanging out. It wouldn't have bothered me if you left, and if you did leave, I completely understand. As it thinks though, my next few videos will release 24 hours early for members. Also, feel free to join my Discord linked below, and help me fight off all the dead chat allegations. I think the members of the Discord will agree I'm pretty talkative in there. Minus the last few months.